When passers-by see this plain warehouse south of Decatur, Georgia, they have no clue that what is going on inside can change and save lives all over the world. What could this be? The answer is MedShare, a film by Eubanks. MedShare is a non-for-profit organization designed to bring surplus medical supplies from manufacturers and hospitals in Atlanta and San Francisco to developing areas, like the Caribbean, Africa, and the Middle East. All of MedShare's supplies are shipped from their sorting and boxing facility in Decatur, Georgia. There, volunteers like me go to help employees organize and ship medical supplies around the world. Here we are at the MedShare facility in Decatur, Georgia. Let's come on in and see how we can volunteer. MedShare employees like Paul explain what MedShare is and how supplies go from donor to recipient. Paul tells us that hospital workers place unused, surplus medical supplies into collection barrels left by MedShare. Then, a MedShare truck transports the filled barrels to the MedShare facility. There, volunteers sort the supplies into categories. Later, more volunteers sort the categorized supplies by size or type. After that, another group of volunteers package the supplies into shipping boxes, sometimes filled with one type of item, sometimes with related items that make a kit. Non-consumable, gently used goods, such as incubators and wheelchairs, are needed too. They are recycled by hospitals and then checked by biomedical engineers at MedShare before they are prepared for shipment. Orders for these supplies and equipment are received via the internet from clinics in developing countries. The packages are shipped in 40-foot containers via truck and airplane to their pre-screened recipients worldwide. Paul then gave a tour of the warehouse and facility. Now that the tour and educational part was over, the work really began. Paul explained to the volunteers that today they would be filling orders. First, the volunteers loaded empty shipping boxes with the requested medical supplies. Next, they weighed the boxes and added a shipping label. After Paul checked to make sure the boxes had the right supplies, the volunteers taped the boxes shut. They were then stacked and moved into the warehouse for storage and eventually shipping. It was a busy day, but I had the opportunity to ask a question of Lindsay Barber, Volunteer Programs Manager at MedShare. What is the most beneficial thing that you have done to help MedShare?
Well, I think that more than anything else, the most beneficial part of what I do really is being able to lead these volunteer groups. So without volunteers, then we wouldn't have any of these supplies that you see in our warehouse. And so by being able to lead these groups, then we're able to create thousands and thousands of boxes every year to be placed onto the containers. The other side of it too is that what you'll find with so many other aid organizations is they'll have this tendency where they just think, they have nothing, they're so poor, so anything is better than nothing. So they just ship whatever they have, and a lot of times it's a jumbled mess, and they just leave it on the shoulders of the recipients to sort through it and find the things that are salvageable, find the things that are good. But by being able to lead these volunteers, then we can sort it out so recipients really do get exactly what they need. In the exact size and things like that. So one story, for instance, that kind of helps to demonstrate that need for volunteers is one that AB, our co-founder and CEO, was able to hear when he was there on the ground in Haiti right after the earthquake hit. So what he found is with all these other containers that were coming through from other organizations, once they would arrive on the ground, then it would still take about 8 to 10 days for the highly trained staff, so the nurses, the doctors, the orthopedic surgeons, to go out and sort through those containers in order to find the supplies they could use in the OR. But when MedShare's containers arrived, because of the volunteer time that had prepared these boxes so that it was the exact item, the exact size, then as soon as they landed, then those doctors could take the boxes straight out of the container and put them to use in the OR.
MedShare is a place where the ordinary public, as young as 8 years old, have the opportunity to be a part of a recycling process that can help save lives and give hope. Together, we can make a difference. To find out more about how to volunteer, visit medshare.org.